but Dusty Rhodes is old, you know. I mean, he's old, but hey, listen, that motherfucker, I guarantee you, if Steve Corino wanted to put the rope on his wrist one more time, I bet Dusty Rhodes could pull out a badass match with the dude. And if nothing else, he could talk the crowd into the arena, which none of these new boys can do. None of them.
Let me tell you guys a great story real quick. Around our 8th anniversary, in October for our 8th anniversary show, I brought in Dusty Rhodes to tag with me. That was my dream. You know, the dream was the reason why I wanted to be a wrestler, and so I went ahead and brought him in the IWA, and I tagged with him. And so in December we brought in Terry Funk, and Terry Funk walks up to my partner Jim Fannin and he says, hey, I heard a couple months ago here you had old fat ass in here wrestling. And Jim goes, if you're referring to Dusty Rhodes, yes, we had Dusty Rhodes in. And Terry goes, well, what kind of stuff did he do? And Jim was like, oh, he was great. He bled all over the place. He did the Ricky Morton role for the hot tag to Ian. It was absolutely fantastic. And Terry Funk goes, well, I now know what I have to do. And Jim's like, well, what's that? And he goes, I got to go out there and outwork fat ass. And we couldn't get Terry out of the ring. He hit Candido over the head so hard with a garbage bag. Candido's head went through the garbage bag. He got hard-weighed with a can that was in the garbage bag. I mean, he was just 20-some minutes. He was just going nuts. And those two guys are I had the privilege of being in one of the gatherings when they had Terry Funk and Dusty Rhodes on there, and those two guys are like watching a live version of Grumpy Old Men. And I mean, they have much respect for each other, but it's hey fat ass, hey old man, I mean it's a great back and forth banner. But what I was saying about that is it's great to see the guys that made us wrestling fans and made us want to be in the business, but in the same retrospect, those days are long gone. Watch 1980 wrestling from the Crockett era, and watch the people just go bananas for the Rock and Roll Express on a hot tag. I mean, those days are gone.
No way. Listen, I go
part.
bananas. I still go bananas if I watch the matches now. I go banana for those for all those. I watch AWA every fucking single night at 11 p.m. on ESPN Classic because that's wrestling. That's real. I mean, it's really good. I mean, even though it's really shitty, and at the time it was compared to Crockett or even what WWF was doing at the time, it was still like it was shitty, but it's still good now. Like compared to what they do now, that those AWA Classic shows are classics. They're great, and you know who's the greatest of all times? And Ian, I'm not disparaging you. I'm not disparaging Dusty. I'm not disparaging Larry Zbyszko. Colonel De Beers is the greatest guy that ever fucking worked.
Oh, the Beers and Snooker's feud in AWA was some of the most classic stuff ever.
I've patterned my whole style.
When you talk about the Beers, a guy who used to be a friend of mine told a story about how they were on a plane back in the AWA days, and a black person sat down next to the Beers, and he got up and wouldn't let the plane take off until they got that person into another seat. And he was like, I am not sitting next to this Negro. This plane will not go anywhere till I have another seat. I mean, the dude lived his gimmick. That's for sure.
That is awesome. I never heard that. I always saw the Big Bill Tab matches and stuff like that, where you get up and just walk around and then you take the walk out DQ. But I never knew he actually lived that. See, because I always thought that De Beers was probably like an old timer that had like a different gimmick that eventually came out along when the South Africa thing started getting hot. Like kind of the Russia thing was hot for a while. Like I always thought I don't know who Colonel De Beers was before The South African thing. Was he somebody?
He was an equal opportunity racist. He hated everybody. I mean, he really did. I mean, some of the stories I hear about him, and he would raise a fit saying Snuka stunk before their matches, and all that kind of stuff. And and I asked Snuka about it at the Gather, and he was like, "Oh, brother, I don't want to talk about that motherfucker. I don't want to talk about him."
Oh my God!
I was like, "Whoa, I guess that's sensitive."
Where is Colonel De Beers now? I mean, I always thought he was like an old timer that everybody kind of knew or something like that. Like I always thought that he was kind of like one of the boys, and like everybody was just like, okay, this is his gimmick, and it's cool because it's his gimmick, But
dude, I'm not really trying to put the guy over, but I swear everything I hear about him is that was him. That was who he was,
By the way, Jack, get me Colonel De Beers. Colonel De Beers is my favorite of all times again. Finally was again. Because
I think he lives in Minnesota.
God damn it. Does he work at all, or does he go to any Legends conventions or anything?
I don't know. I mean, that would probably be a great idea for, high spots or one of them guys to try to figure that out. He might actually be a draw because people, he doesn't do that much, But then again, he could be like Bob Backlund and wants you to say the president's frontwards and backwards to give you an autograph, or God only knows what he wants.
Hey, I do anything. I do anything for Colonel De Beers. Colonel De Beers is my man. Colonel De Beers is number one. But Ian, come on. High spots. You gotta be kidding. You're talking to Awesome Bomb now, Daddy. High spots are these guys. You're talking to the minor leagues of nobodies. The high spots. We got to talk. You know what I mean? Hey, Father, I know you're laughing, but come on, man. You know what I'm saying.
I mean, I just hear that they do a lot of stuff with the conventions and stuff. So that was my point. So if you can do it. My motto is, if somebody can beat me with a bigger, better show, go ahead and do it. If you can't, just shut up and move to the side. So, I mean, if you got a bigger, better show than them, you got a bigger, better show than them. But I'm outside that realm there. I'm not, privileged to the convention scene all that much, so I went with what I knew there.
Yeah, well, bringing that up, but you're not privileged to the convention scene. I don't know. I mean, just from being online and knowing, because I mean, you're talking to guys from. We're in the production of other types of entertainment, right? Me and Violence Jack, we're in punk rock bands. We're in fucking horrorcore type bands. We have production. We do productions of all kinds. But just from doing a little bit of research, just a Google search of Ian Rotten. Ian Rotten's name is, man, people hate your guts, dude, online. You know what I mean? Like, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of, I'm just saying, a lot of times that shit's not fair, but and a lot of times that shit's cultivated. Like, you can cultivate it.
Tomorrow you could say Ian Rotten raped my grandmother, and it would be all over the internet as it was a true story.
Right.
Like for instance, I'll give you a perfect example of a story that's going around about me, and I'll give you guys the whole scoop on this because I never even really spoke on it because it's so stupid. But as you know, in September, J.C. Bailey passed away, and
right.
End of August. Anyway, and I'm not speaking ill of the dead here, but his mom really had a vantage point of the wrestling business that even though she knew what the wrestling business was, she still looked at it upon it as reality. And when JC first passed away, his family believed that he might have died of a brain aneurysm from taking headshots. And so I walked in the funeral home. We got some food, and first story that was that I wasn't welcome there. Joe his father welcomed me with open arms. Told me to call before I left Chicago because I was living in Chicago at the area, and told me to call once I got down in the area so he knew that we got down safe. But in the meanwhile, my vehicle broke down on the outside of Indianapolis. Cost me a ton of money to get it fixed and stuff. But I went ahead and got some food, was putting some food in the refrigerator because I knew it was going to be a long day for everybody. And, I'm originally from the East Coast. In the East Coast, somebody passes away, everybody brings food, and it makes it a little easier. And so I heard Vicky screaming that I killed her kid, and, I was the reason why JC was dead and all this stuff. And so I gathered up my food, and I went to leave. And, I told somebody, I said, I can't leave just yet because my friend Vince Jones is coming to meet me here to lend me money to get back home because my van broke down and it cost me so much money to get down there. I didn't have enough money to get back in gas and stuff, and because I had my whole family with me. And that led to JC's aunt handing me $15 and telling me that'll at least get me back to Louisville. And I said, well, ma'am, I don't really need that. It's not a case of getting back to Louisville. It's a case of getting back to Chicago. Then Joe came outside and said, Ian, don't worry about it. She's just grief stricken. Just stay away from her. JC would want you to be here. Come on back in. So I went back in and proceeded to do what you do at a wake and stuff. And when his mom wanted to be around the casket or whatever, I left the area. Well, anyway, story gets on Facebook thanks to a big bald-headed retarded asshole, and saying that I'm asking his parents for gas money and all this stuff, and I was unwelcome and everything else. When that was the farthest from the truth, and anybody that wasn't there is taking it as it's perfectly well, it's reality, So I mean that's what the internet's good for, is bashing stuff that nobody knows about, and and
right, for you,
I guess.
For you, it seems to be the worst. Like for you, it just seems to, like, I don't know why it is, but it seems like for you, it's just the worst. Like nobody, like it's like nobody ever had. Well, and I know that the internet is normally negative, like 99 to 100, but when it comes to Ian Rotten, it's normally 999 to 1. You know what I mean? Like it's the worst.
Yeah.
When it comes to Ian Rotten, why is it for you that it's so bad? Like it's never fucking good when it comes to Ian Rotten, except for like there's always like one guy who will be like, look, man, this guy gives money to this guy. He's given a lot of money to Rolling Hard. Like people will say like this guy ripped off Rolling Hard. I don't even know what Rolling Hard is. But I did my research before the show. I don't even know what Rolling Hard is. I'm assuming that's a wrestler. And
he was one of my guys that passed away after.
Yeah, like for me, I don't know.
Roland was one of my guys that wrestled for me. He was one of the guys that wrestled for me, but he was much more than that. Roland's children. This is how ridiculous that I ripped off Rolling Hard is. Roland's children are my godchildren. Okay, and everything that we did for Roland, with the exception of me pulling my own money out of my pocket and giving it to Angie to get the kids school clothes and stuff like that when they were having problems. As far as the benefit stuff is concerned, went exactly where Roland wanted it to, and Roland, pretty much wanted to try to put some kind of savings together for his kids. So me and Jim Fannin went ahead and that's what we did. When they turn 18 years old, they'll have a little bit of money coming their way, and that's what Roland wanted. But as far as T-shirts were concerned, as far as gate was concerned, of that stuff, this is another thing. We ran King of the Deathmatches. I told anybody that if they bought a Rolling Hard shirt, that they got into the next show for free. Let's figure that at $10 a ticket, 150 people. That cost me $1,500 of gate that went to him at $10 a shirt. I never did anything against Roland, whatsoever. But people can spread some mean, vicious, lies, But the main thing we did is, we got certificates of deposit, for Justice and Autumn, So when they turn 18, they got a little bit of money. If they want to go to college, they can go to college. I mean, of course we ain't capable of paying for 4 years at Harvard or anything, But I mean, definitely could, buy some books.
You got something. You got something. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What you're saying is you got something for it. Okay, excellent. Listen, we ain't judging anybody because we don't even give a fuck really. But you're talking about.
Well, actually,
I like the fact that you at least on our show. We're giving you a chance to talk your piece, and that's, you know what I mean? Like, we're giving you a chance to say your side, because a lot of people won't even give you a chance to say your own fucking side, from what I'm gathering.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, I mean, we all should really, really care, because, I mean, we call each other brother because it's supposed to be a family, a fraternity, and, well after the fact that, one of us is gone, the rest of us need to take care of one another. We don't have unions, we don't have tensions, we don't have anything like that. People get on me because sometimes guys don't get paid all of their money, or sometimes guys with no guarantees get very little money. The fact of the matter is, you can ask anybody that's ever worked for me when we've had good houses of whether they've gotten bonuses and things like that. They have. Anytime anybody's been short of any money, it's because it's just not there. I'm the guy that did the most with the least, but in this time frame, I'm out of money, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. The well has ran dry, and and if people can't accept that, they can't accept that. But any guy that comes to wrestle for IWA, in the future and goes, oh, I didn't get all my money, should he really be that shocked? I mean, if you take the booking, there's a possibility. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just saying, you really can't, be all that pissed at me.
Yeah, do you want a place to play your craft and learn, and maybe you only get half your money or whatever, or do you want to just say, well, it's on IWA, they're not even there, and now I get no money? I've always been for the bigger picture.
Ian. This is something, and I don't, you can fucking take it for what it's worth from a fucking awesome, completely cool, fucking rock and roll super stud and his buddy Violence Jack. This is the kind of, IWA is sort of the kind of thing that we've been looking at to take over and make fucking cool and profitable for a long time. We're probably going to do our own thing to make it cool and profitable in the future. But you know what I mean? Are you that hard to work with? I saw this thing that you're Hitler to work with. Violence Jack and I have to be Paul Heyman plus. We got to be in Control plus. You know what I mean? Are you that bad to work for? You say, say Ian, you say, hey, Violence Jack and fucking Sensei, I'd love you to take over and make this the coolest thing. I'm waiting to get me on iPay-per-view with Go Fight Live. I know you guys are with Go Fight Live as it is right now. I need you to go with Go Fight Live. We need the tournament, the King of the Deathmatch, and so I need the double fucking tag team death matches. I need fucking Ted Petty Invitational on pay-per-view. You guys make this happen for me. Are you that much of a Hitler that you couldn't say, hey, Violence Jack and fucking Sensei, boom, do it. Let me take care of fucking rocking. You know what I mean? Are you that bad of a guy?
First of all, if I was that much of a Hitler, we wouldn't have one of the problems we do have in IWA, which is, I book somebody and then, they call me up and go, hey, Ian, I got an offer for a better deal on that day, and I really need to take this. Can you let me out of this booking? I wouldn't be that guy who goes, yeah, sure, go ahead. The thing is about that, is every employee that goes away from a company is going to go away disgruntled. If you stay there the entire time, you don't hear the Undertaker shitting on Vince because he's been there for 20 years. You know, so he's obviously happy, or at least happy enough that he doesn't shit on the company. You know, in wrestling you have so many egos and everything you deal with that you can't. It's impossible to keep everybody happy. You know.
But but let me ask you this, Ian. If you just say, if you had some steel-fisted scumbag motherfuckers like me and Undisputed Jack come in and just take over on creative and be like, hey, you're doing this or you're out. You're going to be the coolest fucking guy character of all times or you're out. So you think that, I mean, that would fucking make, I mean, your Smart Mark videos would go up. You'd have a chance on pay-per-view because, I mean, IWA Mid-South has the coolest, I mean, like one of the top between, okay, you got Chikara, which doesn't draw fucking anybody except on fucking DVD sales, and CZW, they draw, and
well,
they get
really
good.
True. I've heard Mike. Wait a minute. Let's back up a second. You know, Chikara, you know, they have their spots here and there, you know, but Mike puts on a fantastic family-friendly product, you know, and for some of his bigger shows, I mean, he draws well. I've heard crowds this year of like almost 800 people, and on the Indies, that's exceptional. You know?
Okay, well, this is from somebody that just sees the DVDs, and I'm looking at like 20 people. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, here's Fire Ant and Soldier Ant, and there's 20 people in the crowd. It's not that cool. But you know what? Because from what me and Undisputed Jack do, we draw fucking boom, shit tons of motherfuckers, put them all in front of the camera, and don't let anybody fucking take a shit backwards on the deal. That's, you know what I'm saying. It's like you gotta, you know, that's a whole fucking thing. Ian, I don't want to get into it with you. I don't want to argue about Chikara. We're talking about IWA Mid-South, for fuck's sake, and I want to bring in Mr. California because this guy, I know you got something to say to him. He's got something to say to you. I don't know if it's good or if it's bad, if you're going to fight each other or if you're going to team up with each other against CCW. What's up, Mr. California?
Ian Rodden, brother. Undisputed King of Hardcore. Hey, I hear that name everywhere, brother. Ian Rodden, I wrestled every guy in Mid-South, every guy in East Coast. I beat in a lot of them. Some beat me. So, you know what? I hear your name everywhere, brother. So, I mean, how about you get your ass in a plane, like around January, brother? You come bring your ass down, because I know you wrestled Supreme, and you fucking lost to him. That was kind of fucking pitiful. But how about you get in the ring with me, old man, and I'll show you how we dance out here in the West Coast, and I'm going to make you bleed one more time.
Wait a minute. Did you just call me an old man?
I called you an old man. That's what I called you, old man. I respect what you've done in the business, but you're an old man.
Let me tell you something. I will forget more about this business than you will ever learn. You can think that you can call me an old man, but you got to remember, I was earning my hardcore badge of honor when you were still shitting in your diapers and sucking on your mommy's titty. So you think that you're going to get by calling me an old man? That's just going to get you a worse ass whipping.
No, you're probably right. You're probably right, old man. But when you bring your ass down to California, if you accept my challenge, because I'm challenging you, if you accept my challenge, you bring your old timer ass over here in your wheelchair, because that's why I'm gonna put you in a wheelchair, and I'm gonna send you back to fucking wherever the fuck you're from. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, you're the undisputed king of hardcore. I think that's the last trophy I need, so I become the undisputed ultra violent king out here in the West Coast, brother. Because Supreme ain't doing it no more. You know what I mean?
No, it doesn't matter whether it's ultraviolet or hardcore. You probably don't even know what the definition of hardcore is. You know, you think, you know, you're going to get out there and you're going to call yourself Mr. California and all that stuff. I don't even know if that's that great a moniker anyway. I mean, what's so great about the state of California? You're broke, your government's writing checks for IOUs. You know, I mean, you got worse credit than I do out there, and that's a whole entire state. You know, you think that you're going to put me in a wheelchair? You know, dude, you name what you want to do, when you want to do it, and I'll be there. You know, just you know, make sure you know my plane lands around 4:20 for some of that good California kush.
This guy, you talking to the wrong guy, brother, because I'm straight edge, brother. But you can have Amos buy you that shit, because
yeah, the last guy I knew that was straight edge was a real asshole too.
Was that CM Punk? Was that CM Punk?
Yeah, another ungrateful motherfucker.
cares about being fun.
I spent $2,500 to put him in the ring with Rey Mysterio Jr. and Eddie Guerrero. Airplane tickets and hotel, now was it? Ungrateful little bastard.
You know what, Ian? Hold on, Sensei. Let me tell this guy something.
Maybe
you know what?
Wait a minute. Maybe that's the whole kid's problem. Maybe you need to do. Maybe you need to get with Governor Schwarzenegger before he gets out of office. Learn how to speak proper English, and then get you some of that good California weed, and straighten yourself out a little bit because, dude, the world of pain that's coming to you is gonna be brutal.
You heard that, Sensei? He said brutal. He said he's gonna hurt me. He ain't gonna hurt me, old man. Like the freak show. Hey, like the freak show did. I'm gonna take the other eye out, brother, because the freak show took one of your eyes. I'm gonna take the other one out. I'm gonna take the other eye out, old man. You know what I'm saying? Because you're an old timer. You can't even move no more.
What happened to him after that?
Oh, I don't know. I mean,
I
thought the freak show a long time.
See,
all right, you boys.
California, I'm gonna explain something to you. Listen to me, son. I'm going to explain something to you. This old man is going to come to California, and I'm going to beat your ass 7 ways from Sunday. And when I'm done doing that, I'm going to fuck your wife in the ass dry.
Oh, hey, you know what? Hey, yo, Ian. His wife's hot, too, so I hope that you do. It'd be awesome. I love the fucking fact that you're saying that. IWA-MidSouth.com.
Hey, you guys are promoting. Maybe I'll put that on tape, and you can promote that.
Hey, listen, we promote things that'll sell. That's it. We promote things that'll sell. We make money from things that'll fucking sell, Ian. You know what? I mean, we're not fucking around with any bullshit. We're on iPay-per-view. That's what we're talking about, Ian. That's it. I love the fact that you want to bang. If you bang Mrs. California, she's really hot, dude. So if you get a piece of that, I love the fact that you did. Do you have anything else besides IWA-MidSouth.com? Do you have a fucking different URL that you want to get out there before I got to fucking hook up for tonight?
No, man. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys. California name, date, time, place. I'll be there. Prepare for an ass whipping.